Welcome back to Horse Racing Radar TV, following up a pretty strong effort yesterday from Mr. Terry on that pick four that hit for about $2,100. Sometimes a little luck goes a long way.
Yep.
In that one race with that 11, we got that 11 hat up there, that lucky 11 hat there for Terry. You can get that over at horseracingtoday.net. One horse in that race may well have been the best horse, but it just about fell over coming out of the gate. So 11 took its opportunity, went wire to wire, and put $2,100 in the pockets of those who played the pick four.
Yeah.
Today, we got some free picks over at Guaranteed Tip Sheet, Mahoning Valley. I think that's the place today. Yes, indeed it is. Opener, we have race number 1, the 2-horse, 7-5. Love the sauce. Hopefully he loves the sauce today and finds himself into the winner's circle. Hopefully at a little better price than 7-5. You can find a link for that, as well as a link for all the data that we're about to go through on the show here for Gulfstream Park, which is what we're going to start with right now for race number 1.
All right. So in this race, it's a 6-furlong race. Maiden claiming, $12,000, $500 claiming race, a $25,000 purse. It's for maidens, 3-year-olds and upward.
Yes, and for 6 furlongs on the straight dirt track down there. Speed does get the job done. The winner goes inside out. None have won from post 8 and out, and about 40% have gone wire to wire. Terry, we got some data here, 1,000 simulations. Who's got the best chance to get to the lead?
Well, it looks like the 1 to me should. It's got more data or percentage than anybody else. The 1 also has an overlay from 3-1 to 4-1. The 4 has an overlay from 2-1 to 5, or I'm sorry, the 5 7-1 to 10-1, and the 5 has an overlay from 2-1 to 5-2. Only the 5 has equaled or exceeded the par speed number for this race of 76. And 1, 2, and 4 are maybes, which mean that they came within 5 points of doing that in the past. All but the 2 and 4, according to the data, have a really good chance to equal or exceed the par speed number for this race, and all but the 6 have C-zone numbers. And then the 7 has the best jockey. The 6 appears to have the best trainer, and the 6 also appears to be the best jockey-trainer combination for the race.
A couple quick explanations while they take a couple seconds down there. C-zone, we're looking for, we match up our projected pace to the horse's best races, and in this case, there's a 51% chance Showboat will get a race today that mirrors its best performance. Here we have what we call trip handicapping. The 1 horse wants to be the co-pilot position. The 2, 4, and 5 want to close. So far, the 7 not within 5 lengths of the winner at the finish line, and the 6 today going to make its debut, scoring 2.28 points out of a 3-0 scale. Typically, when we're looking at first-time starters, we're also looking at this column over here for horses that have hit par. So far, only the 5 horses done that. So in that case, you have to consider first-time starters. No question about that. We also see here the 5 horse does have a in-race advantage, 5-point early pace advantage over everybody else. Good chance that 5 horse could be your pace setter. And then our top total pace horses, where we put together early speed and late speed. Usually the winner comes from that group about 70% of the time, a little bit more than that. Terry, what's your group that you hope the winner comes from today?
Well, I like the 7 Showboat. He finished 3rd versus Tupper in his last race, drops in class today. He has a high percentage winning trainer and switches to high percentage winning jockey Irad Ortiz. Then I like the 6 Vino Grigio. He is a first-time starter who has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. And I like Flatbush, the 5. He drops in class today, can improve while returning to a sprint. His best start speed is faster than the average winning speed. 51.50, ran 2nd versus similar in his last race. His best start speed is fast among today's starters. He has a high percentage winning trainer. He's my long shot. No additional bets for me in this race.
Yeah, I have the 5 horse Fat Tush, or it should be Fat Tush. Only one of the par race should fight for the lead. Showboat, resume says chance to be better by a pretty wide margin in the 2nd race after layoff. Vino Grigio, first timer, where only the 5 has a par effort, so good chance for that one to do all right. And then the one horse Sunday Song, Speed on the Rail, could be trouble for that one if it can get to the lead and stay there, where a whole bunch go wire to wire. We do have $100 that we can wager however we choose, Benny and the Bets, along with our mandatory pick fours, where we have $50 budgets for that, thanks to Don Johnson. If you have any comments, suggestions, picks, anything of the sort that you'd like to share with us today, please hit us up in the comments section. We greatly appreciate it. It looks like they're having a little bit of an issue trying to get somebody into the gates, perhaps that 5150, the Van Halen horse, although the 5 horse is being a little ornery too. He's snorting and moving his head side to side, kind of like a dog. When the dog's happy and it has a toy in its mouth, pretending it's bringing something home for its owner. All right, I think most of them are in the gates and they're ready to go for this maiden claiming race. We got the gray 6 horse, Vino Grigio, finding its way into the gate. And then I think the 7 Showboat will fill them up. Right now, the 5 horse is your 9-5 favorite, followed up by the 7 at 5-2. The first time, well, then the 1 horse up there at 2-1, sneakily dropping in odds pretty aggressively there too. And then the first time starter at 4-1. They're off and they're running, and that 1 horse on the rail with the sneaky dropping odds is darted out to the front. You have the 5 horse, Fat Tush, also out there with the 7 horse as they come down the backstretch, about to make their way into the turn. The 5 and the 7 are on the front. The 1 horse with the drop in odds chugging along in a third, about a length off the pace of the 2 front runners. Opening quarter in a little under 23 seconds. Pretty big gap back from that 5 and the 7 and the 1. The 2 horse looks like it is about rallying. Fight to Dawn. I think this 5 horse looks like it's going to be difficult to beat, although the 1 horse is making up some ground. Just went by the 7 horse. It looks like this race is between the 1 and the 5 horse. I think the question is going to be, how much does the 5 horse win by? Not does the 5 horse win, because he's won by a pretty good margin. Now, you got some horses rattling on here at the end, but it's going to go 5, then 1, then 2, then 7. 5, 1, 2, and 7. The 8-5 favorite brings home the prize in the first round. On to race number 2, Terry, where they're going to go on the grass.
Yeah, it's turf, 7.5 furlongs, and it's a maiden claiming race, $17,500 claiming price, purse $27,000 for maidens, fillies, 3-year-olds.
So even though he picked 11, he didn't play it. Hi, in French. How are you, brother? We're doing good. One French. Which best bet today? I have a couple things. Really no best bets today. Number 3, but don't know which race. So you're just going to pick one. So I play 3 all day to win. So that's you in those horse player handicapping contests, huh? Private Ross, the person who has one number from the beginning to the end. And I've seen way too many people win like that, Terry. So
yeah,
wonder if that's the best strategy after all. For 7.5 furlongs on the grass, what we're looking for are horses with early speed, believe it or not. 39% of the time, a horse that gets the lead keeps the lead. There's an inside through. What happened? What happened?
You froze and I froze, and then we both disappeared, and now we're back.
Right. Well, there's the inside 3 has been very dominant at this distance. Not surprising considering they start here and the turn is here. So with the inside 3 being dominant, Terry, and speed being important, any of the inside 3 got speed?
Not really. It's really the outside horses. The 9 and 6 have the most speed, and they're pretty close to one another. They can break out of that gate and go to that quarter pole together. The 2 has an overlay from 11-1 to 15-1. The 4 has an overlay from 9-1 to a nice 30-1. 5 has an overlay from 7-2 to 9-2. The 8 has an overlay from 11-1 to 15-1, and the 11's overlay is 4-1 to a nice 30-1. All but the 2 and 4 have equaled or exceeded the par speed number for today's race. And There's also the 10, which is a maybe, been within 5 points of doing it in the past. All but the 10 show, according to the data, that they have a chance to exceed or equal today's par speed number for this race. All but the 2 and 4 have C-zone numbers. The 9 has the best jockey, best trainer, so I believe it's the best jockey trainer combination.
Mm-hmm. Up on the Par Plus, we do 1,000 simulations where we project out today's speed figure. So in this case, 596 times out of 1,000, not one less. Its projected speed figure was at or equal to today's par number of 68. That's where that comes from, just in case you're wondering. You see here a lot of horses today, they're dropping in class, all but the 4 and the 2, both of which are making their first starts today. Again, we're looking usually at the first-time starters when there are none or few with par races. Almost all of them do in this case. So maybe outside chance the 2 first-time starters can factor. As we take a look at the race shape, really no pure front runner on here. Some co-pilots, a couple closers, the 3 and 9 not within 5 lengths of the winner at the finish line. The 2 and the 4 today, as we mentioned, their first day at the track. For real, when we see this situation, speed usually does well, and that's the bias as well, because you want horses that can get out to the front and stay in front of the pack. We see very tight numbers in here in the early pace. A couple of horses at the end, the 10 and the 1 with the most late speed. And then over here, you do see our top total pace horses. A lot of them in a tight zip code there, Terry. I think this race can go a lot of different ways. Probably should just pick the all button.
Yeah, I think you're right. I like the 9 as my first choice. So she drops in class today, has a high percentage winning trainer. And this trainer wins 44% of the races when putting blinkers back on a horse. And she has a high percentage winning jockey. In all probability, the 6 is my second choice, ran 5th in her last race as the favorite, but has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 25% of the races when bringing a beaten favorite back again, drops in class today. Her turf speed is a fastest among today's starters, and she has a high percentage winning jockey. The 1 not one less, she ran second versus similar on an all-weather track in her last race. The Rail Post is winning at a 28% clip, and she has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer. The 5 is my long shot. She should improve while returning to turf. Drops in class today. Best start speed is fastest than the average winning speed. I'm going to play the very first Don Johnson Miami Vice pick 4, and I hope Don Johnson played mine yesterday. The 1, 5, 6, 9 with the 1, 5, 6 with the 2, 3 with the 1, 3, 6, 7, a $48 ticket.
I'm going to start with the 9-2, though. The outside post is really kind of brutal. But, you know, it's the third start after a layoff. You do get Irad Ortiz. And then after that, the inside 3 have been so dominant. I just went 1, 2, 3. The all-weather record is there. And the question is, can she convert it to turf? If she can, the 1 horse could be your winner. The 2 horse, first-time starter on the inside. If the horse can get off to a solid start, got a great chance. And then the 3 horse, cue the music. That one has a par race, a good chance to be on the lead, where 40% go wire to wire. So we'll see if that one can hit the board. I added in the 6 in my pick 4. I have 1, 2, 3, 6, and 9 with the 1, 6, with the 2, 3, 7, with the 1, 3, 4. With those inside 3 dominant and having some strong odds, I went with the 1, 2, 3, 9 as a 50-cent trifecta box. Catch a couple of those horses in your trifecta, and you probably got a pretty good chance to get a decent payout for $12. On the race 3 is the next stop for you and me, Terry. What is this one all about?
We're going to shorten up to 5 furlongs on the all-weather track. This claiming race, 17,500. Purse, 33,000 for 3-year-olds.
And 5 furlongs on the all-weather, as one might suspect. You got to be fast. A little more than 1 out of 3. Get the lead, keep the lead, and never see anybody pass them by. Outside, better than inside. So in the third spot, Terry, we're looking for Buffalo Girls on the outside with some speed, and looks like 2 of them could fit that bill, but they'll be challenged from the inside here.
Yeah, there are 3 of them that show quite a bit of speed, and as you said, 2 of them are on the outside, with that number 1 race having a lot of speed too. So it's kind of an anyone's guess on who's going to get there first. 1 has an overlay from 5-2 to 3-1. The 3 has an overlay from 7-1 to 10-1. And the 4's overlay is 5-2 to 9-2. 1, 4, and 6 have in the past equaled or exceeded the par speed number for this race. And the 5 has a maybe, has been within 2 points of doing that in the past. All but the 2 have a possibility, according to the data, to equal or exceed the speed number for this race, which is 79. And all of them show C zone numbers, and especially there's several of them that are really nice, so they're going to feel comfortable in this race. And then the 3 has the best jockey, the 2 has the best trainer, and I believe the 2 is actually the best jockey trainer combination.
Got a very interesting shape here, kind of an L. All of this speed up front, wall of speed, and then right here you have a horse that's a lone EP. That horse could get an excellent Hollywood Mayhem trip today, because these guys are all rip after it and should be able to sit comfortably with that 2 horse. Also has that space in there, so we'll see how that plays out. Today we also find for the first time today a horse with a huge last race speed figure, 12 points for Red Candy Apple. Again, 5 points equates to about 1 length, give or take. It's a rule of thumb. It's not perfect, but it's close. That means that horses have got about a 2 1/4 length advantage over everybody else on that last race speed figure. Should be involved early, no question about that. The only horse, though, that's moving up in class, everybody else taking a pretty good size drop of at least 1 length and a quarter down in class today. Question is that class drop enough for all these horses to compete with that big last race speed figure? Here's your top 4 total pace horses again, Terry. Usually the winner in that group, most often the winner in your group too. Who is it?
I like the 6 Hollywood Mayhem. He ran second versus similar in his last race. Early speed running style helps chances, so this shorter distance will be a plus for him. And he has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer. Western Shaft, the 5, finished third versus similar in his last race. He has a trainer who wins 20% of the races when using second-time Lasix. He can go the distance of today's race. And the 1 Red Candy Apple, third choice, won his last race, has the highest last speed rating, and his best all-weather speed is fast among today's starters. The 4 Noble Force drops in class today. He has a high percentage winning trainer, and Lasix is added. No additional bets for me here.
Yeah, I believe I'm going to go with Hollywood Mayhem first. What's a tough call between it and the 1 horse? It is the lone EP, so I went with race shape over the 12-point speed advantage with the 1 horse. Doesn't need to do anything different, Red Candy Apple, than it did in the last race. Noble Force does have some speed. First Lasix did run a par race in its debut. It's the only horse in this field that got the maiden win in the maiden special weight ranks. And then finally Thunder Cane. The only other time this horse made a second start after a layoff, it really improved a ton. So maybe it can do that again today. I'm going to do a $5 exact key box. I am going to put the 1 in that key box off that 12-point speed figure race, and then key box it with the 2, 4, and the 6 horse. 9 races today, Terry. Race number 4 is what's up for you and I think they're going to repeat race 3 here.
They are. It's 5 furlongs again on the all-weather maiden claiming race, 12,500. Purse 25,000 for maidens 3-year-olds.
Yep, and just as I mentioned in the prior race for race 3, you got to be fast. 36% go wire to wire outside, better than inside, Terry. And in race number 4, do we find any speed on the outside?
Yeah, we do. That 7 has a lot of speed, but the 1 also has a lot. So just depends on who gets the best break, I think. And the best decision by the jockey is who's going to get that quarter pole first. That 1 has a small overlay from 4-1 to 5-1, and the 4 has an overlay from 3-1 to a nice 8-1. 2 and 3 are the only 2 that have equaled or exceeded the par speed number for this race. And then 1, 2, 3, and 4, according to the data, have a really good chance to equal or exceed the par plus number. And then all but the 6 have C zones, especially that 3. And then the 1 has the best jockey. The 2 has the best trainer, according to the data. But the 1 seems to have the best trainer jockey combination for me.
We have another L in our race shape right here, where you have the 7 horse as a lone E, co-pilot in the 3 horse. The 2 horse wants to close. The rest of them have not been within 5 lengths of the leader at the finish line. So maybe 2, 3, and 7. Pick whichever one you like out of there. You got the 2 dropping in class. You got the 6 dropping in class. They're small drops. Everybody else kind of moving up a little bit as far as this race is concerned. Again, let's take a look if there's any in-race advantages. Well, the 2, 3, and 4 have a lot of late speed relative to everybody else. The 1 and 7 have a lot of early speed relative to everybody else. So the question is it early speed? Is it late speed? Terry, what do you think?
Well, I like the Cajun Cook in the 2. Finished 3rd versus Tougher in his last race. Drops in class today. His best all-weather speed is fast among today's starters. Has a high percentage winning trainer. And then the 3 Mega Dawn is my second choice. Ran 2nd versus similar in his last race. Best all-weather speed is faster than the average winning speed. And he has a nice bullet workout on March 13th. Number 1, But Now I'm Found, is the 3rd choice. He drops in class today. His early running style, speed style, will help his chances, so the shorter distance should help, and switches to high percentage winning jockey, and that jockey is Paco Lopez. And then number 7 is Our Money Moves. My long shot finished 3rd versus similar in his last race, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. No additional bets for me here.
Yeah, I'm not so sure that this Cajun's Cooking deserves 1-to-1 morning line. It's pretty consistent, but I'm not 100% sure that shortening up actually works to its favor. Our Money Moves, the 7 horse, 3 races, 3/3, and every race so far got a little bit better. So maybe it can improve a spot or 2 today. Megadon, the 3 horse, either of his last 2 races could do the trick. Does have a nice bullet workout between starts. And then I'm going to go with the 4 horse, Tempo Ride. This one has definitely faced better competition than it's seeing today. Been off since early December, some decent workouts, getting prepped. Maybe their first Lasix is the reason the horse competes today at a level they thought it might have competed at prior. No bets for me as we make our way to the middle race, the linchpin, the keystone race of the 9-race card, race number 5.
It's a mile claiming race, $12,500 claiming price. Purse is $26,000 for 3-year-olds and upward, which have never won 2 races.
Yeah, and we talk about this every time we talk about Gulfstream Park, but it is a 1-turn mile, which means it probably acts a little bit more like a sprint than it does a route. We do see that play out in the data because early speed does win a disproportionate number of races with a touch more than 25%, about 28% actually winning on the lead. A real bonus for Frank's Mimi. 2 and 3 play fair. 4 through 7, a penalty. 8 and out is the best place to be, particularly if you have some speed in the 5th race. Terry, any Buffalo girls on the outside with some juice?
Well, that 6 shows a lot of speed compared to everybody else, so I think get out of there good and get to that quarter pole first. 2 has an overlay from 23-1 to 30-1. The 5 has an overlay from 6-1 to a nice 15-1. The 7's overlay is 5-2 to 4-1. Only the 1 has equaled or exceeded the par speed number for this race in the past, which is 82. And then all but the 2 appear, according to the data, to have a really good chance to equal or exceed the par plus number. And then all of them show good C zones, except for the 4 and the 2 are a little bit low. The 3 has the best jockey, best trainer, and I think it's the best jockey trainer combination for the race.
Everybody coming up in class except for the 1 horse. So the 1, Frank's Mimi, stays in the same level after being the only par horse runner in here. We do see that you got 2 that want to be on the front pilots, a co-pilot with the 1 horse, Frank's Mimi. Everybody else wants to close. This should, again, the race shape should favor horses to get out towards the front, middle forward in this spot today. A horse with the biggest in-race advantage today, maybe the 6 getting on the front, but the 1 and the 6 definitely, they're about 10 points clear. So those 2 should get to the front, be about 2 lengths ahead of everybody else, the 6 horse being more lead dependent than the 1. The 7 horse on the way home has a 2-length advantage in late speed. So if that 7's anywhere near, according to this, should be close to the front. Might just run storm by everybody at the end there, Terry. You do see the closer on top of the 2 speed horses and then a big gap down. So do you want to go closer? Do you want to go speed? Do you want to go somewhere else?
Well, I like the 3 Fredericksburg. Won his last race at Gulfstream Park. His best start speed is fast among today's starters. He has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey, Frank Mimi. The 1 is my second choice, finished third versus similar on an all-weather track in his last race. Rail Post is winning 29% clip. And then the 6 is my third choice, won his last race at Gulfstream Park by 6 lengths. And he has a high percentage winning trainer. The 7 is my long shot, finished in the money in the last 4 races, running thirds versus similar in the last race and can handle the distance. No additional bets for me here.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the 1 horse in here, Frank's Mimi. The only horse to hit par in the race so far. Should be, as we saw, close to the lead. Doesn't need it. Can let the 6 horse get out to the front, do all the heavy lifting, and then try to go by at the end. Fredericksburg, the 3 horse, getting better every race so far. One that made in race last time out. Did manage to do so with a marginally better speed figure than anybody else. Then the 4 horse, Romero, 10-1 shot. Only 1 race so far on the dirt for that guy, and he just crushed the field in that race. So let's see if returning to the dirt is the key to this horse's trip to the winner's circle. And then Sehr Schön. That's German. Shane means pretty or nice. Probable pace setter. And just demolished the field, getting the maiden win in the 7th try. I'm going to go with the $5 exact key box. I'm going to use the 3rd pick, the 4 horse, that 10-1 shot. See if maybe I can pair it up with somebody else on an exact key box for 30 of my dollars. Terry, before we do race number 6, it's important to note that we'll be back tomorrow for Gulfstream Park again. And then on Friday, Tom and I, for Foreign Fridays, will do races at the Cura. There'll be Sunday races. Doesn't matter what day they are. You're going to want to tune in and see Tom and I make our picks for Foreign Friday, because there's always some big prices in there and usually some nice tickets to boot. And to make sure, Terry, that you're a part of those shows, there's one thing you can do.
Well, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is easy to do, and just go ahead and click that bell so that you get notified about all these great programs coming up. And then copy the link below and share it with everybody you know, so they can come in over here and take a look at us. And I know what they're going to see here is going to be something they like. And then go to our social Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, and TikTok at Horse Race the number 2 day. Give us a thumbs up and a like. And then keep these comments coming, such as Private Ross does, and Tayfun, Jose. As we enjoy getting them, we like seeing the picks. And as you know from yesterday, Private Ross's picks were really, really good. He had some very good winners there, and especially the one in the 11 that paid $43, which was also my first choice and one other person's first choice. And that's how we got it going here.
So for race number 6, Terry, they're going to move back to the all-weather track. And what are they going to do here?
Okay, in the 6th race, we're going to, here we go. It's going to be 5 furlongs all weather, and it's going to claiming race 17,500 with a purse of 28,000 for 4-year-olds and upward, which have never won 3 races.
Yes, and 5 furlongs. I think it's the 3rd one at this distance. So we know now that speed really gets the job done. About the Jerome Bettis, 36% of the time the horse wins the first call, wins the last call, especially if they're on the outside, because outside fares better than inside, which is kind of weird considering how fast they hit that turn. But in any case, in race number 6, Terry, anybody out there that's got some speed?
Well, as you can see there, they all have speed, especially the 1, 5, 3, and 8. I think it's anyone's guess who's going to get that quarter pole first. The 3 has an overlay from 6 to 5 to about 7 to 5, 8 to 5. The 5 has an overlay 3-1 to 5-1, and the 8's overlay is 17-1 to a nice 30-1. And then the 1, 2, 3, 5, and 7 in the past has equaled or exceeded the par plus speed number for this race. And then all but the 2 and 6 have a really good chance, especially that 3, to equal or exceed the speed number for this race, and all but the 4 have C zones, and especially that 3 again. Excuse me. The 1 has the best jockey. The 6 has the best trainer, and I think the 1 is the best jockey trainer combination.
Yeah, I got plenty of them here moving down in class. 1, 2, 3, 4 horses. So half the field moving down in class. Just 2 of them going up. The other 2 that are remaining. We'll talk a little bit about these triangles for the first time today. This lets you know if horses improved their pace last time out in the early part, the middle part, or the late part of the race. And here we see a bunch. The 1, along with the 6 and the 7, they showed improved fractions last time out for the first quarter mile and the first half mile. Those are all indications of horses that could be ready to improve and put a better race in today. Really no true pace setter in here, although the 8 horse can take the lead if it likes. The 1, 3, and 5, they prefer to co-pilot. The 6 horse in here can't know it all. Has a great opportunity to get a great trip because it can go really anywhere on the track. Might not have a lot of speed to chase down, and maybe not the best closing bunch in the group in here with the 2, 4, and 7. Once again, we see for the second time today, a horse with a top last race speed figure well above the 3-point minimum that Andrew Beyer says that you got to look for. So 3-0, 8 points better than everybody else. Very likely to get on the lead. The simulation favorite should be a part of the early speed. Also has some great late pace. Grades out as our top total pace horse, Terry, with a few others in the 170 range. So all of the 3, 5, 7, and 6, maybe tossing the 1 there too. So you take in most of the odd horses. Anybody beating that 3?
I like the rail horse over the 3, the 1, the Rocket Dragon. He finished in the money in 9 races out of the last 10 starts, won 1 of the races, drops in class today, has a high percentage winning trainer, and switches to high percentage winning jockey. Then I like the 3-0. He ran second versus Tougher in his last race, has the highest speed figure at today's distance. His best all-weather speed is fast among today's starters. He has a high percentage winning trainer, and this trainer wins 33% of the races when taking a horse down 2+ classes. And in addition to that, he has a high percentage winning jockey. The 7 is my third choice, likes Parx Racing, been in the money 57% of the time at this track, won 9% of those starts. The distance won't cause any problems. He's finished in the money 68% of the time at today's distance and won 11% of the starts. And then Can't Know It All, the 6 is my long shot. He has finished in the money in 3 races out of 4 career starts, winning 2 of those, and he has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer. I'm going to bet the last pick 4 Miami Vice Don Johnson. I'm going to use the 1, 3, 6, 7 with the 5, 7 with the 4, 6, and I'm going to finish up with the 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 10 $48 ticket.
Yeah, back to back. You like Paco today. I'm going to go with the favorite 3-0. Has all of those boxes that we checked off over there. Top last race speed figure, likely pace setter. The only concern for me is on the all-weather, 7 times out. Does have 1 win, but 6 seconds. So maybe a wallpaper horse that likes to hang a little bit at the end. Can't Know It All. If he's right, will go forward. And when he does go forward, he won 2 out of 4 on the all-weather track. So why not at a decent price? Rocket Dragon, you got IRAD on there. That guy making its first race since November the 29th. My dad's birthday. Happy birthday, Dad, early. First up record is okay. And then finally rolling on, the 5 horse is my 4th choice. He's the most consistent performer. It's not remotely close. How consistent this one is relative to everybody else and making the classic 3rd start after a layoff. I think the 3 horse has a pretty good chance to perhaps run away with this one. So I went with the favorite and a little bit of a price with the 6 to start my pick 4, and then 1, 3, 5, 7, then the 1, 4, 6, and then the 2, 5, 7, and 8 for $48 for me as well. Race number 7. Well, we both like the 7 horse. That's got to be a cryptic code. A little bit of foreshadowing there, but what's happening in the lucky race number 7?
Well, it's 7 furlongs, a maiden race, $94,000 purse, and it's for maidens, 3-year-olds, and upward.
You got a lot of 7. 7 furlongs, race number 7. Terry and I both have the 7 as our top pick. That must mean today is the lucky day for the 7th horse. At 7 furlongs, You're looking for horses that, surprisingly, early speed today seems to be the way at Gulfstream Park. 31% gate to wire types. Post positions are mostly fair, although 2 and 3 have to work much harder than the rest of the field. In race number 7, Terry, speed wins, a big number. And it looks like we have one that's got a great chance to get out there.
Yeah, that 3 shows a lot of speed. It could get to that quarter pole first. The 1 has an overlay from 4-1 to 12-1. The 7 has a nice overlay from 3-2 to 5-2. There's only a couple of maybes in here. Nobody's in the past has exceeded or equaled the speed par number for this race, but the 5 and the 7 have a really good chance of doing that today. All but the 4 and 6 also could give us a chance to do it today, as far as equaling or exceeding the speed par number. And all but the 1 and 4 show C zones, especially that 3. You look at that 91%. The 7 has the best jockey. The 5 seems to have the best trainer, and the 7 has, according to what I see, the best jockey trainer combination.
Yeah, you got here another horse over here for the first time today. We see second race par ability. So Golden Swap making its second start today, and with typical second race improvement, could go as high as 88 on the speed gun when you're looking for an 87. So an outside shot that horse could find its way to a par race today. Couple of class risers, couple that are staying in the same level, a trio that are dropping in class. Really, you got the 2 and the 3 making some pretty good moves upwards. Our race shape, well, you got a couple of co-pilots and a closer, and everybody else needing to improve a lot. These races are typically won by horses that can get to the front. Sure does look like that 3 horse has an excellent chance, both from our projected pace as well as the early pace. The 1 horse, the one that does have that second race par ability, the top late speed along with the 7. The 7 getting a 5-point total pace advantage. Again, 5 points equals 1 length. So according to this, Learn Music Machine, that one should be the one to beat. Terry, it is race 7. It is 7 furlongs. We both say Lean Music Machine is the one to beat.
Yeah, I agree with that. He finished 3rd versus similar in his last race. His best start speed is fast among today's starters. He has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Then the 5 Sneak Preview ran 4th in his last race as the favorite, but has a high percentage winning trainer. And this trainer wins 25% of the races when bringing a beaten favorite back to race. Again, has a high percentage winning jockey. Fort Sam, the 3, is my 3rd choice. Should improve while returning to dirt. Switches a high percentage winning jockey, and he has a high percentage winning trainer. And in addition to that, he has a 4 furlong bullet workout on March 12th. And then Sensone, the 4, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. He has a good 3 furlong workout on March 16th. And Lasix is added. No additional bets are for me.
Yeah, I'm going to go quick because they're lining up. 7 horse is the sim favorite. Does have that top total pace. The 1 horse, none have hit par. The 1 horse does have a chance to do that with second race par ability. Fort Sam, that one is the 3 horse. Bounce back race coming as he returns to dirt. A bullet and go workout, meaning the last workout before today's race was a bullet. And then finally, the 5 horse Sneak Preview. Been the favorite in both starts, so it's a money burner. Smoking workouts, getting ready for a return to the track today. All right, well, let's see what happens. The 9 horse is your favorite here on that outside. Tough post. They're all loaded up and in and ready to go. Let's see how it actually goes. It's like they're trying to keep the 1 horse calm. It's like a little bit of a trainer assistant out there and right in front of it, giving it a little bit of attention and affection, letting it know that everything is going to be okay. I don't know what they're doing there, though. And they're off and they're running. So as they get going, the 2 horse and the 3 horse have come out to the front. They do have some company out there as the 6 horse has cleared, got himself to the lead. Then to the outside of that is the 8 horse. Point to that star. Behind that is the 3 and the 9, and then the 2 down on the rail. You got the 12 horse, is that? No, that can't be. It's got to be the 5 horse. Then the 1, then the 2. That can't be the 2 because I've already mentioned the 2. I don't have any idea. 6 horse, in probability, is your leader as they come to that front view where you have no idea what's going on. They are running a little bit on the fast side, 23.25 seconds, perhaps a little too fast for the distance. We'll see if that's the case. 47.5 quarter second, still seemingly a little bit fast for me. Maybe it's only 7.5 furlongs. I still think it's a little bit fast. The 3 horses coming into contention, as is the 9 horse on the outside. They turn and they make their way to come home. Right now, this race looks like it's between the 3 and the 9. I think the 3 horse is going to run by the 9 at the end and take home the top prize. That horse is going to be 13-1. That's going to be, I think, your winner. So it's going to go 3, then it's going to go 9, then it's going to go 6, and then 11. 3, 9, 6, and 11.
Nice start for you in this one.
Well, Terry, I just played that bias. That's all. Cue the music. Did have the par race. Good chance to go forward. So some reasons to think that one had a shot. Now you got to get the other ones home, right?
Yep.
Shouldn't have thrown that 6 in and given myself a little bit more versatility in that last race. But you can't look a gift horse in the mouth.
No, you can't.
So what are we on? Race number 8 now?
Yes, we are.
All right. So the daily double left to go, Terry, starting in race number 8 as we going to stay on that all-weather sprint type affair.
Yep, 5.5 furlongs. It's an optional claiming race, $50,000 claiming price, purse $41,000. And it's for 4-year-olds and upward, which have started for a claiming price of $35,000 or less since March 19th, 2023, or claiming price of $50,000.
Yeah, so 5.5 furlongs on the all-weather track. Speed, again, much like 5 furlongs. That extra half a furlong, however, brings the number of wire-to-wire types up, actually, from 36% to 38%. So that extra half furlong, for some reason, helps the speed horses. There's a rail bonus for Poulin and OT. I guess they were the Stanley Cup winning goal. Real bonus for that one. 2-3 discount. 4 through 7 is the best place to be. 8 and out is a discount. So 4, 5, 6, or 7 in race 8, Terry. Any of them going to be the pace setter?
Yeah, the 6. It's got a lot of speed. 47% data there, and then the 1 has an overlay of 4-1 and 6-1. 2 has an overlay from 10-1 to 15-1, and 6's overlay is 9-5 to 5-2. 1, 3, 4, and 6 in the past have equaled or exceeded the par speed number for this race, and then all but the 7 have a really good chance of doing it again today, or doing it today. And all of them have C zones, especially if you look there, the 1 and 3 have the best. And then the 6 has the best jockey, best trainer, and I think the best combination.
Yeah, the 6 in our race shape here, along with the 4 PC types. So you got 2 pace setters, 2 that want to close, although the 6 horse does have that speed. It might let the 1 and the 3 or maybe the 4 go out. Be patient, because along with the early speed does have some late speed to boot. And then over here we have the 6, the 1, the 3, and the 2. They're all of them much better than the rest. Almost a 5-point advantage for the 6 horse. It looks like the 6 horse should get a trip, Terry, that really works to its favor. I think it has a good shot to be the winner. What about you?
Yeah, I do too. Actually, it's my best bet of the day. And so I've picked it on top. Catamosto. He has won 3 races out of the last 4 starts. He has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Number 4, if not for luck, finished in the money in 7 races out of the last 8 starts. He won 3 of those races. He has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey, and a bullet workout on March 7th. And then the 3 is my third choice. Old Chestnut drops in class today, has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 25% of the races. When taking a horse down from turf to an all-weather surface, should improve while returning to his sprint. His best all-weather speed is fast among today's starters, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. The 1 is my long shot, drops in class today, has a high percentage winning trainer, and a 3 furlong bullet workout on March 14th. I'm going to bet $40 to win on number 6. I'm going to bet at a $5 exacta key box 6 with the 1, 3, 4, and then $10 exacta 6 on top with the 1, 3, 4. That's it.
Yeah, I am going to go with the 6 horse here too, Terry. I think it's going to be tough to beat that guy. He did win 3 out of 4 when running on the Gulfstream Park all-weather track. And when he runs on synthetic, minus the one miss at Gulfstream Park, 7 times out, 5 of them in the winner's circle, 1 of them second. So, I mean, this horse is a horse for the all-weather synthetic Topeka course. Pool in an OT, that one horse, most all-weather upside in the race. Smoking fast workout between races, although I don't know it's as good if the 4 horses ran a workout 4 furlongs and 45 and 3. That's, I think, maybe, I don't know, Terry, have you seen many faster than that one?
No, I don't really do. No.
Yeah, I can't recall any either in there. Old Chestnut, consistent performer at a high level, usually well enough to win at this race, but I feel, again, a horse that's getting into a race that's maybe just a touch too short for this guy. No bets for me. Again, we're going to go off to race number 9. Before we do that, just a couple of reminders. If you haven't done so already, kindly hit the subscribe button on all of our social sites, just in case something goes wrong like we saw at Twitter early in the week. Then you can watch the show on YouTube. If YouTube goes down, you can watch it on Twitter. Soon we'll have a Facebook alternative. We'll put that there. I'm just debating if I want to put it on my personal Facebook or not. I haven't made up my mind in that regard. Again, tomorrow, Gulfstream Park, Friday, 4 and Friday at the Curragh for Sunday racing in Ireland. Free picks today at Guaranteed Tip Sheet for Mahoning Valley. There's a link in the description below. There's also a link in the description on YouTube for all of today's data. When the show's over, there's also a link. You can go directly to horseracingtoday.net right here in the middle of the screen. You click on that. You'll see all of our conversation about today, our picks, our comments, as well as a race replay. And in the description on YouTube, once again, we will timestamp every race. You can come back and watch them at your leisure. While you're on the Horse Racing Today site, hit that HRT Gear button. Come over here and get yourself a lucky number 11 baseball cap. It might produce a 2,000 plus pick 4 winning ticket for you if you play that 11. Speaking of which, on the YouTube website for Horse Racing Today Radar, there's a button in there. You can say thanks. I think anytime somebody hits a $2,100 pick 4, thanks perhaps could be in order. And you can say thank you by sliding the bar all the way to the right and saying thank you via some percentage of your winnings. What do you think, Terry? You think that's fair or unfair?
I do, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's fair too. Because I know, whether it's Terry or it's me, on any given day, one of us is hitting something, usually pretty nice too. All right, Terry, for the last race today, race number 9, what are the particulars?
Okay, we're going on to the turf, a 1-mile race. It's a maiden claiming race, $50,000 claiming price, purse $44,000. For maidens, fillies, and mares, 3-year-olds and upward, Florida bred, or maiden claiming price of $50,000.
So 1 mile on the grass, 1 complete rotation around the track. So I guess in horse years, that's a 1-year race, right? 1 year around the center of the universe, the sun.
Yeah.
And 1 mile on the turf, Terry, what you're looking for are horses that, again, have a good chance to be middle forward. 1 out of 4 win the race on the lead. There is a strong rail bias for calling the shots. Could call the shot today at 10-1 with Tyler Gaffleone. 2 and 3, they get hit pretty hard. 4 and out, they play fair, although inside is just a little bit better than the outside. So tactical speed in the final race, good way to get to the winner's circle, Terry, and looks like many of them could find themselves in that tactical position.
Yeah, it's pretty competitive. So it's an anyone's race on who's going to get out to that quarter pole first. It just depends on who breaks the best. And then the 3 has an overlay from 3-1 to 15-1. The 9 has an overlay from 7-2 to 6-1. 3, 6, 7, 8, and 9 in the past has equaled or exceeded the par speed number of 75 for this race. And then, as you can see, all but the 10 have the rest have maybes. They've been within 1 to 5 points of doing that in the past. All but the 1 has a chance to do that today, exceed or equal the par speed number 75. All but the 3 and 8 have C zones, especially that 5 is the best. Then the 5 has the best jockey, best trainer, and I believe it's the best jockey trainer combination for this race.
Mm-hmm. Again, a race shape here, pretty, I would say, pretty favorable to horses that are going to get forward. You got 2 that want to pilot, For that one, a co-pilot. So the majority of the field is middle back. 1, 2, 3, and 10. The inside horses want to come from off the pace. She's a hottie, grabs a no right here, but she is a hottie after all, so you can't ignore her. Her second race par ability does give her a chance to run as high as a 78, which would be a par race for this level. Got a trio of horses dropping in class, a lot of others moving up in class. Really no major advantages, both from an early pace or a late pace perspective. Maybe a touch of an edge for the 6 horse coming home as our top total pace horse. The 6, 7, 8, and 10. This is another race, Terry. I think you could press the all button. And if you do that, though, you'll guarantee that the horse with the lowest odds wins. Who do you think will?
Well, I like the 5 Park Avenue Betty. She comes in from Aqueduct to try Gulfstream Park, and she switches to high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Then Majesty's Song, the 7 is my second choice. She was only beaten 3/4 of a length versus similar in the last start, and she has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. British Empress, the 8 is my third choice, finishing the money in 9 races out of 15 career starts. Her best turf speed is fast among today's starters. She's actually tied with another horse, and she has a high percentage winning trainer. She's a hottie. The 10 was beaten only 1 1/4 lengths in her debut race after being fanned out 9 wide coming into the stretch, and she has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. No additional bets for me as I'm out of money.
Maybe I'm going to change my thing right here. I'm going to take the 6 out, maybe. Screw it. I'll leave it as is. You're thinking about, maybe, I don't know if I have enough to add the 10 in there, but I probably would add the 10 in the back end. Was right on my list there, too. I'm going to go with the 7 horse as my winner here. Majesty's Song in the final race today, because he's going to go long for the first time today with a ton of bounce back potential. Then I'm going to go with that long shot. Jose likes the 10 horse, too. British Empress, much better early speed in its last race. Ton of experience, great races on all weather. I just wonder if the switch to turf will work. If it does, look out. 10-1 could be a great price. Park Avenue Betty, the 5 horse. Irad gets off the 6 to ride this one. When the 6 has been extremely solid, more solid than the 5. Maybe a tell from Irad, who doesn't really ride for Danny Gargan that much. And then I'm going to go with the 2 horse Goddaughter, taking a crack with the only horse in the race that is a pure maiden special weight dropper. Going to close it out with a trifecta: 2, 5, 7, 8 with the 5, 7, 8 with the 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Probably should put those in order, but a little bit of a transposition error there for me. Here are our full picks for the day today, Terry. In race number 1, the 5 horse won. Yep. In race number 2, the 3 horse won.
Yep.
Here's the way we see it for the rest of this afternoon. We have some bets coming up. Let's see. Race number 3, $5 exact key box, 1 with the 2, 4, and 6. Although right now the 6 horse is a prohibitive favorite. I think it was 1-5 last time I checked. Race number 5, another $5 exact key box with the 4 over the 1, 3, 6. Here are our late pick 4s in there. Race number 7, no bets. Race number 8, Terry's best bet, the 6 horse, Cadamosto, getting a $40 out of Terry's $100 budget. And then race number 9, again, a trifecta for me. You might think about tossing that 5, that 9, that 10 going 9, fanning 9 wide in your picks as well. All right, Terry, we'll be back tomorrow for Gulfstream Park once again. Any final thoughts from you before we part company and get ready for day 2 in the sun and fun of South Florida?
Well, just stay safe. Hopefully, and oops, somebody missed my pick of the day.
I think I got it in there.
Okay. Anyway, so just stay safe and watch out for this nasty weather that happens everywhere. Other than that, just have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Yes, indeed. No matter what you're doing for the rest of this hump day, we certainly hope it's filled with God's grace, God's favor, and every single thing you do until we meet again tomorrow for Gulfstream Park finds its way to
the winner's circle.
Yes, make it a blessed Wednesday. We'll see you tomorrow.